The last thing is we want to find the center and radius of a sphere when we are in general form. And in order to do that, we're going to need to complete the square and simplify this by using the same procedure we did before. Now, when you do this, in order to complete the square, we're going to group all our x's, all our y's, and now all our z's together and move our constant to the other side. So let's start by grouping all our x's. So 2x squared minus 18x plus 2y squared minus, no, actually it's a plus 16y plus 2z squared minus 72z is equal to negative 73. So start by moving all our constants to the other side. Now, if you remember from completing the square, we have to have a constant of 1 in front of my x squared, my y squared, and my z squared. And when I don't have a constant of 1, I need to make sure I factor it out. And then when I multiply by, when I fill the blank in on the other side of the equal sign, I have to make sure I multiply through by that constant. Now, the nice thing about a sphere is that it's always going to have the same constant in front. So I don't need to factor out a constant 3 separate times and then have to remember, oh, I've got to multiply by that constant on the other side with that blank. So what we can do right off the bat is I can see here my x squared, my y squared, and my z squared all have a constant of 2. So let's start by just dividing everything by 2 right away. So I've got a constant of 1 in front of all my squared terms. So x squared minus 9x plus y squared plus 8y plus z squared minus 36z is equal to negative 73 over 2. Divide everything through by 2. Now I can do my blanks on both sides. I don't have to worry about multiplying the other side by a constant. So the first one here, x squared minus 9x plus blank plus y squared plus 8y plus blank plus z squared minus 36z plus blank equals negative 73 over 2 plus blank plus blank plus blank. Now the rest of it is we're just going to take half of the middle term and then square it and add it to both sides. So half of negative 9 is negative 9 halves. Negative 9 halves squared is 81 fourths. So we'll put an 81 fourths on both sides. Half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So put a 16 on both sides. And then half of 36 is 18. 18 squared is 324. And now I can write in standard form. I know that this quantity, when I write it as a quantity squared, is just my original taking the middle term and dividing by 2. So here we'll have y plus 4 quantity squared. And then finally the last one will be z minus 18 quantity squared. And then on the right hand side, if you plug that all into your calculator, you should get 323.75. So now I've got this written in standard form. And I want to know what the center and the radius is. So the center will be 9 halves, negative 4, and positive 18. And the radius will be the square root of 323.75. So there's my standard form, my center, and my radius.